So I did get a chance to watch the entire show of Elimination Chamber. After I got back from the beach and the wife and the kids went down, I finished the show. Um, I thought it was a really good show. Dave Meltzer said it was one of the great WWE shows of all time. I don't know if I'd go that. I don't know if I'd go that far. Well, because it ended with one of the great angles in WWE history, right? Because WWE, they've had some great angles, but they have not had their Hogan '96 moment, right? They just haven't had it. They had, Mr. McMahon turning heel, but that was kind of a slower thing, and then end up happening on like over the course of several weeks of television. They tried it with their Steve Austin turn, and that failed miserably. Yeah, that just failed miserably. And Triple H turned back and forth so many times. Shawn Michaels turned back and forth so many times. The Rock, every different time you see him, he's a babyface and a heel. So they never really had their Hogan '96 moment. I think they finally got it. So I think that's probably why it's going to go down as one of the biggest shows of all time. But I thought the women's chamber match, I'm not going to go blow by blow and do a full recap because I think a lot of people have already done it. But I thought the women's chamber match was actually pretty good. And I don't think I've ever been a fan of the women's chamber matches because I just don't. It didn't really seem to set the skill set of the people involved ever. But I thought they had a hot start with Jade Cargill coming back from injury, and the big reveal that it was Naomi. It was the one that attacked her in the parking lot. You got to be careful those WWE parking lots, man. They always deadly. But Jade came in while Bianca was in one of the pods and immediately attacked Naomi, her tag team partner, and Naomi had to be carried out. And so that's how they start the match, with eliminating Naomi first. That was a cool way to start it. I thought most of the wrestlers were pretty good, but I'll be honest, Liv Morgan specifically was, I thought, incredible. And I have never been a fan of Liv Morgan. I didn't think that she could go. And I've seen 2 matches of her lately, and I was like, okay, Liv, I didn't recognize your game before, so I apologize. In fact, for years, I just pretended that she was Alexa Bliss and that Alexa Bliss was Liv Morgan, and she was just playing a dual character. That really only made me laugh, and now it's making JD laugh. But I thought Liv Morgan was the MVP of the match, but Bianca Belair got the victory there. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. And then
I was going to say, I love Triple H going back to one of his favorite booking tropes of got beat up in the parking lot. Yeah. Remember Primary NXT, that happened so often. So yeah.
Well, and that was the, somebody mentioned the Triple H turn on HBK back in 2002. That was a parking lot incident, right? Where the security camera footage shows Shawn Michaels like through the windshield of the car. And then like weeks later, they get the full footage, and it's the big reveal is that it was Triple H that put him through the windshield, right? So he's been doing that for over 20 years. That's just what he likes to do. In this instance, it actually ended up working because they had a whole whodunit. Everybody thought it was Liv. It ends up being Naomi. Anyway, I thought that match was pretty good. Bianca Belair is going to go into WrestleMania to face Rhea Ripley. Second match was not good at all. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and God, who was her partner? Johnny Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae. I can't remember her name. This match was terrible. This match stunk. Yeah, so don't watch it. It was a dud for me. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, you guys are gonna be surprised to hear this, was great.
Really?
Yeah, they had a lights out match, essentially, an unsanctioned lights out match. They actually dimmed the lights in the building, and they did a garbage plunder match all over Toronto. And that is where the big reveal was. Randy Orton comes back. He's been gone for a little bit. I didn't even know he was out. And Randy Orton is going to take on Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. So I have to make an apology to Elon Musk and Grok, specifically the Grok AI. Last week, we did a whole bit about the top 10 stories in professional wrestling, and one of them was the updated card for WrestleMania, and it said that Kevin Owens was going to be facing Randy Orton. I said, that's not happening. Randy Orton's not even on TV right now. They're not feuding. Kevin's feuding with Sammy. I made fun of it, and it turns out Grok, I don't know if it was full of shit or it just knew, but I had not heard anything like this. I've been watching Raw every week, so... yeah, Randy Orton was the big reveal there. But that match I thought was really good. And then you get to the main event, four matches for this big stadium. Main event, the men's chamber match I thought was fantastic. And of course the big angle that closed the show. But specifically, Damian Priest is dead as a babyface. They're gonna have to do something with that guy. He is the only guy in the match he's a former world champion, but he got 0 pops. Nobody cared about him. He did pin Drew McIntyre early in the match, and which is pretty funny because Dr. Featherbottom, you know who I'm talking about? Dr. Featherbottom from Sportskeeda. He's this guy. His real name's Featherstone, apparently. I call him Dr. Featherbottom, right? He got one scoop like last November and has been riding on that one scoop train, trying to come up with scoop after scoop after scoop, and they're completely wrong all the time. Well, he came out with a story over the weekend last week that his sources from WWE told him that Drew McIntyre was winning the Elimination Chamber. So then a lot of people bet their own money on Bet Online. They bet on Drew McIntyre, and Dave Meltzer said it on his show last night that Bet Online took it offline, took that bet away because so many people were putting money on Drew McIntyre. They're worried that they were going to lose their money, and then Drew McIntyre got eliminated first. So there you go. But
Featherstone was the name of the wide receiver in Necessary Roughness that couldn't catch anything.
You're going back. God, it's Scott Bakula and Sinbad, right? Mm-hmm. And Sinbad.
Kathy Ireland.
Yeah.
Hector Elizondo is the coach. It's a great movie, actually. I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, that's a classic. But so Damian Priest eliminates him. Damian Priest then gets eliminated shortly after that. And CM Punk eliminates Seth Rollins. And then Seth Rollins, of course, cheats, does the curb stomp to CM Punk, and then CM Punk gets hit or gets put into, which leads to John Cena's heel turn because he did not win this match technically cleanly because Seth Rollins, after he was eliminated, did the curb stomp to CM Punk, and then John Cena capitalized and put him in the STFU, and then CM Punk passed out. That's how John Cena got the victory. A cage comes up, and then, of course, the big angle happens where John Cena finally turns heel. So we already explained. So, but I give Elimination Chamber a thumbs up. I thought it was a really fun show. And I was not a big fan of Royal Rumble, but I was a fan of Elimination Chamber. So I didn't waste my time. And plus, if you watch it on delay, you can skip a lot of the bullshit. So that makes it an easier watch. So that's good.
4 matches in a long 4-hour show, huh? That's just WWE. I mean, like, these two companies are so freaking different.
They are, but I think it's good that they're different.
I agree.
The way that they're telling the stories is way differently.